Richard Tice has called for a burqa ban debate after the reform row. I'm going to read into this more from the Times, you guys. Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Reganelite here with an article from the Times with the headline that Richard Tice is calling for a burqa ban debate on the reform row. The party's deputy leader waded into the dispute after its chairman quit over comments by its only female MP. Just a reminder to hit that like button and share us across social media so others are notified of this video. So let me be very clear about specifically what Richard Tice is saying here, because it's really important what the deputy leader actually said in quote here. He's calling for a burqa ban debate. He's not saying he's calling for a complete burqa ban in the UK. Those are very two distinctions, and I really want to emphasize that. Now, at the time of this recording, he may change his position, and he may say, no, we're calling for a ban on all burqas in the UK. He may change that position, but what he's specifically saying he's calling for a debate on it. Now, here's my 2 cents before we get into this topic, and I really want to make this absolutely clear. Okay? He's not a woman. I am not a woman. Okay? That's the first institution. It should not be down to me. It should not be down to him. It should not be down to anyone to tell a woman what to wear, what they should or shouldn't wear, and how they should want to wear. Now, of course, we're talking about the burqa, which is obviously associated with certain religions, certain nationalities, and certain backgrounds of people. And it's also important to emphasize that in some parts of the world, women have to wear it as part of their religion. They have to wear it part of their religion, but they also they are forced to wear it by force in some certain countries in the Middle East. They are forced to wear it against their will. There are cases where people wear the burqa not because of they're being told to or they have to, but because they choose to as part of their identity, of their culture, of their religion. Don't have to like it, don't have to agree with it. We can agree and disagree respectively on that. But that is a case for some women out there. Some women don't want their faces to be revealed. Some women want to wear the burqa as part of their religion or of their culture. That's a general practice here. Okay? Now, people will make the argument, as you will probably hear in when we read into the article, about certain countries have banned the burqa in them. And my position is this, is that I don't personally see it as a problem, and I really want to stress this point that people try to argue, especially those on Twitter, who make this argument that it's against Christian values. Now, I want to make this clear: the burqa isn't for women in Christianity. Okay, it's not, and we are not a Christian country. We are a multicultural country. We don't just have people from Christianity living here in the UK anymore. We have people from of Buddha religion. We have people from Islamic religion. We have people from Jewish. We have multicultural here in the UK. And that is something that many people still refuse to accept. We are not going back to being a full-blown Christian country, which many people want to believe, even if this burqa ban was to be enforced. Okay, I don't agree with it. I think it's a pointless exercise, considering that we have far more bigger problems to be dealing with in England right now, in the UK specifically, and not this nonsense of time, because I do consider it a nonsense of time right now, a talk about a burqa ban. Okay, this isn't going to fix your money. This ain't going to fix your cost of living crisis. This is not something that's going to build more homes. This is not something that's going to deal with in terms of people coming across on the boats, because if you're somebody who has a problem with immigration, it's not going to stop people coming across on the boats. You think this burqa ban is not going to make that difference there? It's not going to do anything in terms of crime either. If people want to rob, and they can still put on a balaclava and try and rob a store if they want to. So in terms of that excuse, yeah, that some people might try to make, if people want to rob, they're going to rob, yeah, and if they get caught, they get caught. That's their choice. This is not something, this is a niche subject that we really should not be talking about by an MP who should be talking about much more important things than something as pointless and time-wasting as this, in my opinion. So the Reform Deputy Leader has called for a proper debate on banning the burqa after divisions over the garment prompted the party's chairman to quit. Richard Tice said it is right that we should have a debate about whether or not the burqa is appropriate in a nation that's founded in Christianity. Yes, he's right, it was founded in Christianity, but it is not completely Christianity in the UK. It comes as Zia Yusuf quit as Reform chairman just 24 hours after describing the call from the party's newest MP to ban the burqa as dumb, and it was dumb. Sarah Pochin, the dumb MP for Runcorn Helsby, advocated for the burqa ban at Prime Minister's questions on Wednesday. Yusuf said it was a policy that's nothing to do with me and suggests the burqa ban wasn't policy. As of right now, I don't know what Reform's overall policy on this is, just for the record, because they hadn't said what the party's position on this is. He added, I do think it's done for a party to ask the Prime Minister if they would do something that they would do something that the party itself wouldn't do. But Reform figures, including Nigel Farage and Lee Anderson, the party's chief whip, backed Pochin. Tice told us today programme on Radio 4, the reality is that I think it is right that we should have a debate about whether or not the burqa is appropriate in the nation that founded in Christianity. Where women are equal citizens and should not be viewed as second-class citizens, I think it's right that we have a positive debate about that. Now, again, like I said, not every woman who chooses to wear the burqa, not all of them are being treated as second-class citizens. Some of them choose to wear the burqa, and it is something that they're right to do so. Okay, I just want to make that very, very clear. There are cases, of course, there are where women are treated as second-class citizens in some countries, and that is definitely needs to be called out because they should be given the same rights as men. I absolutely 100% agree with that. But we shouldn't be claiming that every single woman that wears a burqa is being victimized or is being treated as a second-class citizen. That's making assumptions, and we should not be making assumptions about people. Asked whether he supported the ban, Tice said it was pretty concerned about whether the burqa was a repressive item of clothing, adding, let's ask women who wear the burqa, is that genuine their choice? And I think that's a fair question. Let's ask the people who wear them if it's their choice. But again, this is not something that is a priority for me. Wearing face covering clothes is currently banned in 7 European countries, including France, Belgium, the Netherlands, Denmark, Sweden, Austria, and Bulgaria, while other countries have enacted partial bans. Tice said he was enormously sad that Yusuf had resigned. Sources told the Times that senior party figures had lost confidence in him after the open attack on Reform's only female MP, but insisted that he had the pride and ability. In a post on X, Yusuf said that the running operations for Farage's party was no longer a good use of my time. He was praised by Farage, who credited him for Reform's success in May's local elections, but behind the scenes, Yusuf had been increasingly sidelined. He had some functional takeaway from him to focus on leading an anti-waste unit for councils. There has also been growing unhappiness with the chairmen among staff in Reform's headquarters. Yusuf himself has told friends his frontline political role has seen him expose him to intolerable racist abuse online. This is the problem as well, because many within Reform UK, and you'll see the comments online on their 12 files and associations of Reform, that they don't like him because he's not white. That's just it. Farage paid tribute to Yusuf, calling him brilliant, and said that it was sad to see him going. Yusuf did have the Goldman Sachs mentality when dealing with staff, and interpersonal skills were not at the top of his list of attributes, Farage had told GB News. So that's the situation with regards to it. I personally think that it is a non-starter debate. I don't think it's something that needs to be said. A proper conversation needs to be had about it, because there are, like I said, other priorities right now. If there is something that needs to be said about it, then let them speak for themselves. I'm sure there are independent groups out there on burqas that could speak for themselves. If they have an issue, they can speak publicly about it. But I've not heard anything, and if anybody wants to direct me to any groups or associations with regards to burqas about whether there should be a conversation about it, let me know. That are outside of Reform UK, because personally, I don't think this is a Parliament's time should be wasted on this right now, when there are much more serious issues that need to be dealt with. But maybe some of you disagree. Maybe some of you are more concerned about the burqa ban than actually the cost of living crisis. Maybe some of you are more concerned about the burqa ban than you are about the boats crossing over on the channel. Maybe some of you are more concerned about the burqa ban than crime that's taking place in the UK. But let me know your thoughts and more down in the comments section below. If you found this video interesting, hit that like button, share it across social media, subscribe if you haven't already. Check out Rumble and Patreon for exclusive content as well. If you want to financially support me in the work that I do here on this channel, you can do so by becoming a YouTube member by clicking the join button down below. It gives you access to extra perks, additional perks, as well as early access to additional content. So thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to catch you all very, very soon.